Hello everybody. My name's Brittany and I'm the ADHD Crafter, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please consider leaving a like and subscribing down below. Alright, so for this video, I actually already recorded this video and I tried to do a voiceover on the video, but apparently I talk more than the length of the video. So it took me too many tries, so I just decided to start fresh. Alright, so for this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go into a little bit more depth of how I do my applique shirts. Before, I did a video on this exact design on how to rehoop in order to do bigger shirts. So this one is just a size 6 shirt, which isn't going to be a problem. I won't have to rehoop 3 times, I only have to rehoop twice. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to open up the embroidery program of your choice, which could be Embrilliance, which is what I'm going to be using, or Sew What Pro, or any other design files that they got out there. I don't know. Well, this is the one that I learned on, so this is the one I'm going to be teaching you guys on. Alright, so when you open up your program, it's going to look something like this, okay? The first thing that you're going to do is well, of course, already have your design in mind. You know, that's step 1. The second step is going to be you're going to want to open up a new work window. So this little paper icon with the star is going to be the thing that you click. You're going to go ahead and open up your window. It's going to pop up if it's set up like that. I don't remember what it's set up like originally, but once you push that, it's going to open up your work window, and it's going to have your hoop size. I do have a single needle flatbed machine, which I do say in most of my embroidery videos. So the standard hoop size for mine is a 5x7, which is that hoop. If you have a smaller machine that only does 4x4, that's not a problem. You can still get away with using this and making your designs. So what you're going to do is first, make sure right here your format is the same as the format your machine takes. Mine is a Brother SE1900. So the file format that I use is a PES file, okay? Here, the hoop sizes are in millimeters, but if you look further down where it says sewing field width and height, it'll tell you what it is in inches. So the orientation is horizontal of the hoop right now, so it says 7x5, but that's still a 5x7 hoop, okay? If you have a smaller hoop, say the 4x4, yours would be the 100mm by 100mm, but mine is not. If you want to change the orientation of your hoop, you would just click right here where it says rotate 90 degrees and your hoop will be vertical. But I know for this design, since I've already done this video, mine needs to be horizontal. So I'm going to go ahead and click rotate 90 degrees and click OK. And we're back into our work field, okay? So the next thing that I'm going to do to get my design started is I always start with my number because I know that parts of my design are going to overlap. I'd rather the character or whatever it's going to be overlap on the number. Just so that my number is not cutting up my design. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and click this little needle where it says merge stitch file, okay? Alright, so once that loads up, it's going to open up where I save all of my files. I save mine in my documents in its own file called embroidery files, and then everything that I have is in its own, it's separated by, whatever it's going to be. So since I know that I'm going to be doing a birthday shirt, I'm going to start again with my number. So I just scroll down to my file that says numbers. I'm going to open that up and find, for this particular shirt, the age is 5, and I just go down and find my format. So it'll say what it is, how big it is, and then dot file format. Again, mine's PES. Again, since I did already film this video, I know that I'm going to be using a 5-inch number 5. So I just got to scroll down until I find that. Alright, so here's my number 5 in a .pes format. I'm going to open that up. Alright, and I know that I want this to be all, I don't want it in the center, I want it to be as far over as I can put it. And then, this is just the way I do it. Then I'm going to find my character or whatever it's supposed to be, and put that in. This is a Candyland themed shirt, and I'm going to be using a 4-inch candy file. Okay, so I'm going to place that where I want it to be. And I just use the arrow keys on my keyboard to move the design around. All right, so once I know this is exactly how I want the shirt to look, I'm going to click on my number. Let me show you first why I like to put the number in first. All right, so let's say I wanted to put the number, I wanted the number to stitch out second. You see how right now with my number being first, the candy here overlaps. That's what I want, but if I were to move the, if you just click on the number or the file and right click it, you can move your design first, last, second, third, whatever. If you look at it now, my number is going to overlap my candy and it's going to cut off this and it's going to be bulky underneath the number. So I keep my number first, okay? And now you see again, the candy will overlap the number, it'll cut that chunk out, and I don't have to worry about missing a piece of the important design, okay? The second thing I'm going to do is on my number, I want the thread to be the thread that I use. I already have set up my preferred thread, which is going to be the Madeira Poly Neon 40 weight thread. So for me, it's easy. I'm going to just click on preferred and it'll automatically change my design to the type of thread that I use. And then I can go in and change my colors. How you set up your preferred thread is we're just going to click on any color. Just highlight it. Don't double click it where it opens. You know, click it and then close this box. You're going to click on thread. And then the drop down list will have all the threads that are already saved in this program. You'll just find the one that you use, which, you know, mine's already set to the Madeira Poly Neon thread. You'll click use this as my preferred brand and then OK. And then it'll automatically change it every time you click preferred. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to change these two colors because this is my placement stitch and this is my tack down. Okay, so I don't want to change these two. These ones don't matter. This one is your placement. This one, oh no, this one is your tack down. This one is your, oh my gosh, this one is your placement. This one is your tack down. Okay, so these can be any color you want, but you do not want them to be the same color if you're using a single needle machine, because it will just continue to stitch with it'll be 2 steps instead of 3. Okay, so I'm going to leave those. I do want to change my satin stitch. My satin stitch is going to be the final stitch out. I'm just going to pick any color pink. It doesn't have to be the exact pink I'm going to be using, but if you are going to be printing out this design so that you know which steps come next, then I would match your thread accordingly, but because I've done this one so many times, I don't have to do that. All right, so same with these. I change them when I do them on the machine. It doesn't really matter, but you can change each of these individual colors to whatever you would like them to be. That's just at your discretion, okay? But I do want to go back over to the number. I want to show you 2 tricks. One, if you want to remove the satin stitch underneath this design here, you can do this one of 2 ways. One, you can tell your computer that by clicking on the thread color, that this is going to be an applique file. So when you open up the thread color, it opens up like this. You're going to go up to the top here and click applique. Next, you're going to change this first step, the first step, to applique position, okay? And then you're going to click OK. Then you're going to click the second one and do the same thing. Go over to applique and click applique material, okay? And then this will automatically tell the computer that, well, actually, you have to go over here and change this to an applique as well. And it will automatically move. It'll automatically get rid of the stitching of where it belongs. Or without doing all that, you can click here and it'll get rid of those hidden stitches where you can see where it's going to get rid of, and you know, there won't be bulk underneath when you go to stitch this. Okay, so once that's all said and done, you would just save it as a you would go down to save as stitch and working, wherever you save, whatever folder you save your designs to on your USB. You would type in the name. I'm not going to type in the name because I already have it saved in my computer, or saved on my USB, and then you just click save and that one's on there. Okay, and then to do the name, you would just open up a whole new window. Then you're going to click the A here to create some letters. You're going to type the name, and then here you'll see the name popped up here. You're going to find your font. Okay, and it will change it to the one that you need. Again, I'm going to put my preferred thread. This needs to be pink as well. Okay, and then I'm going to go up here and click the letters again, and then I'm going to go over here to where it says stitch, and I'm going to change the composition of the stitch just a little bit. Okay, just because the normal stitch out is kind of thin, kind of too thin in my opinion for the shirt. It'll just look funny, so I thicken it up a little bit, especially because it's only, this name is short. You don't have to move it anywhere in the hoop if you don't want to. Just make sure that it's centered, and then when you go to put this on your machine, you can move it up, down, or whatever to match. Okay, again, and then you'll just save this if you want to. So you don't, like, if you have to do the shirt again and you just want the font to be the same, you're just going to be changing the letter, you can save it as a stitch and working again. If not, then just save it as whatever. Okay, but since I reuse mine, I like to keep it the same. So basically what I would do here is I would save this as number 5. I'll show you where it's at right here. Number 5, and it would be Candyland themed, and then I would put it as a candy name. Okay, and then I would just know that's goes with this shirt. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this part. I'm going to go ahead and get the materials needed, and then I'll do the full stitch out for you guys.